High school. A microcosm of social hierarchy, teenage angst, and acne outbreaks. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most annoying things about high school.
Why is everybody stressing over this thing? I mean, it's just plastic.
For this list, we're not necessarily stating our biggest pet peeves, but focusing more on widespread frustrations that are commonplace in and around the classroom. Because, love it or hate it, we can all agree that there are certain aspects of high school that we're more than happy to leave in the past. Here are some of those things.
Hey, look everybody, Billy peed his pants.
Number 10, getting called on in class.
Where, Mr. Potter, would you look if I asked you to find me a bezo?
I don't know, sir.
Picture this. It's Monday morning and you've made it to school just before the bell rings. All you want is a few hours to enjoy the scenery outside before zeroing in on your studies. Next thing you know, some teacher wakes you from your daydream to ask your opinion on the hidden motifs in Pride and Prejudice.
Do you think if anything might tempt me to accept a man who has ruined, perhaps forever, the happiness of a most beloved sister?
Everyone's been there. And more likely than not, an embarrassingly wrong answer has been given, followed by muffled laughter from classmates. Sure, paying more attention next time may help, but that doesn't make it any less agonizing.
Why won't anyone help? Thanks, Dylan, you're a lifesaver.
4. The most prominent Native American tribe in the French-Indian War was 4?
Oh, you are a nutsack. You are a nutsack's nutsack.
Number 9, cafeterias and their food.
There's very little meat in these gym mats.
Okay, so not every school serves up old gym mats for lunch, but many have plenty of unappetizing dining options when it comes to cafeteria food.
Are you gonna eat your tots? No. Can I have them?
Those lucky enough to have hot and fresh meals each day will more than likely get tired of the same thing over and over again.
Jumbo!
What?
To make things worse, each table typically represents a distinct group of people in the school's social hierarchy, making the simple act of sitting down an awkward and tedious public relations effort dictated by where and with whom you'd like to spend your lunch break.
What, so I gotta sit here and eat dessert alone like I'm f***ing Steven Glansberg? Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to do?
Number 8, pranks. Sure, everyone loves a good prank, and some of the best and most memorable take place in a high school setting. It's hard to knock these epic shenanigans because, well, many of them can be pretty awesome. That being said, countless pranks are obnoxious, petty, completely stupid, and downright cruel.
From senior class pranksters to prisoners, 62 Teaneck High students were rounded up in a line, handcuffed one by one, and hauled away in police vans after allegedly trashing their school.
Pranks that take zero creativity and are effectively used to humiliate the victim often take place on a daily basis. And the argument could be made that these acts are simply a form of bullying with a few added bells and whistles.
Trust me, Carrie. You can trust me. Trust me, Carrie. You can trust me.
Number 7, puberty.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll buy the booze. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get our drinks on, we're gonna party and get crunk and rock out, dude.
Voice cracks, acne, and body odor are just a handful of the countless byproducts of puberty. Everyone goes through it, and it's painfully obvious to each person around him or her.
You know, everything that's happening to you and your body now is completely natural.
Ew, no.
Unfortunately, this life-changing experience happens to take place for most during the trying years of high school. Sure, these bodily developments are necessary in order to evolve into a full-grown adult, but the vast amount of growing pains are far from ideal.
Look at that hack job!
Guys might have to cope with the nastiness of shaving, or worse, shaving a zit.
I'm a zit. Get it?
But for girls, there's a very long list of changes, pains, and potential embarrassments on the horizon.
I'm sorry, it's the pleats. It's actually an optical illusion. It's the pattern on the pants. It's not flattering in the crotchal region.
Number 6, waking up early. Waking up at the crack of dawn is no easy feat, especially after you stayed up all night binge-watching Family Ties, taping songs off the radio, and organizing your Pog collection. Or if you're in high school now, that'd be binge-watching WatchMojo videos, downloading tracks off iTunes, and overusing the latest Snapchat filter. Unlike other entries on our list, this one doesn't typically get much better after high school, but that doesn't make it any less aggravating. Waking up early sucks, especially when even too much sleep doesn't seem like enough sleep. The best we can do is embrace the coveted weekends, snow days, and holidays whenever they pop up, and maybe hit the snooze button just one more time.
When you wake up in the morning, hey, mom's yelling in your room, like, can I get 5 more minutes? Shit, I ain't really tripping over school, let's get...
Number 5, gossip.
I hear Regina George is dating Aaron Samuels again. The two were seen canoodling at Chris Iso's Halloween party.
High school may be the one place in the world that makes TMZ's thirst for gossip look tame. Hookups, breakups, and fights are all but guaranteed to make their way around the school with lightning-quick speed.
I'm sorry if I think it's a best friend's duty to let her know that everyone, and I do mean everyone, is calling her a dirty skank.
The onset of social media in the early 21st century has made things even worse. At the end of the day, high school should be a time in one's life to make mistakes, learn to be an individual, learn about World War II, pretend to like Shakespeare, and play the sousaphone because it's way, way cool. But the countless groups of people passing judgment certainly make these tasks difficult.
How do you untell something? You can't. You can't put words back in your mouth. What you can do is spread false gossip so that people think that everything that's been said is untrue.
Number 4, picking teams for sports.
Go, Sam, go!
Gym class in and of itself is a sore topic for some. Those whose intellectual prowess far outweighs their physical strengths may recall a time or two of extreme humiliation, especially when teams are picked for sports.
Who's saying?
With each choice, it becomes more and more obvious which individuals are blessed with athletic ability and which ones are not, until one person remains. And that person is painfully aware that he or she is not wanted on whichever team selected him or her.
Like a time we made the baseball team, but they still laughed at us.
Head coaches, medics, statisticians, and PR departments are valuable members of any sports team. But will Johnny Gym Teacher let you play those positions? Wouldn't bet on it.
You know what? I can already tell that I don't like you. And I'm probably not gonna like you, no matter how many pull-ups or push-ups you do. If anybody wants to pick on anybody in class, aim for him, because I ain't watching.
Number 3, bad or mean teachers.
Billy Nolan. Who? Billy Nolan. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Could you speak up? Billy Nolan. Well, isn't he the lucky one?
Many teachers are underpaid and underappreciated for their incredible work, but some are just jerks that make you question how in the world they got there in the first place.
Because you know, deep down, you deserve to be punished. Don't you, Mr. Potter?
With all the judgment and criticism from their peers, the last thing a struggling student needs is the added criticism of a cruel teacher.
Mrs. Grubobble, I can't take the test. I have a stomach ache.
Well, that's a lame excuse for an excuse.
Maybe they're projecting their own insecurities. Maybe they don't know how to talk to younger people. Maybe they're just defective humans who can't really function outside of a heavily structured environment.
Does anyone know what Vice President Bush called this in 1980? Anyone? Something DOO economics. Voodoo economics.
Regardless of the wherefores and the whys, being saddled with a dud teacher only adds to the struggle that is high school.
Do you really think these badges that single us out as new kids are a good idea?
Yes. If you have any more views on it, I suggest you join the School Debating Society. Obviously, you'll have to start one first.
Number 2, tons of homework and exams. Once school gets out for the day, it's always reassuring to know that the rest of the evening is yours to relax, play some video games, and maybe hang out with a friend or two. Psych! On top of 8 long hours of class, you've got hours of homework to sift through just to keep up with the school's fast-paced curriculum. Then there's the traumatizing finals week to look forward to at the end of every semester, which is basically homework on steroids. The workload is overwhelming, and the payoff can seem marginal at best, especially when binge-watching top 10 videos is so rewarding right now. But all that effort may just be worth it in the end.
Peter, hot.
Sorry. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. They made me learn that over basic first aid.
You'll need excellent recommendations from your professors.
Okay.
And a heck of an admissions essay. And at least a 175 on your LSATs.
Potassium nitrate. Don't hate. It's great. It can act as an oxidizer. I didn't know that, but now I'm wiser.
It is now 7:06. You have exactly 8 hours and 54 minutes to think about why you're here.
Number 1, bullies.
One time, she punched me in the face. It was awesome.
High school can be a cruel place, and nothing proves this point more than bullies. Whether it's the gossip squad, the social media attacker, or the traditional face-to-face thug wannabe, this pack of insecure losers can make life hell.
Let me go! Let me go!
Stick with supportive friends you share interests with, and don't be afraid to get help when you need it, and/or stand up for yourself when you have to.
Feeling me. No more, Mr. Nice Guy.
It's a tough world, but stay strong and know that eventually every bully will get what's coming to him or her.
You get away from me. Please, you win.
I don't want to win. I just want to make the world a better place.
For every story of tragedy, there are just as many people who overcome being bullied to become truly inspiring individuals.
Think you're pretty funny, don't you, freak?
Flash, it was just an accident.
My fist breaking your teeth, that's the accident.
Come on, Flash.
Do you agree with our list? What do you think is the most annoying thing about high school?
Would somebody please tell me what's supposed to be fun about this?
For more educational top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Any other thoughts? Good. Now change up.